Okay, we're going to continue our work with looking at simple simultaneous equations. Now remember that the goal with simultaneous equations is you will be given two equations with two unknowns. Now two unknowns might be that you don't know x and you don't know y, and if you've got two equations with two unknowns, then you can solve to find out which each unknown is, so you can work out what x is and work out what y is. So, for example, let's say we had 2a plus 3b is equal to 13. And let's say we had 5a minus 3b is equal to 1. Okay, so we seen that last time that if you had, for example, a plus 4x and a plus 4x, then you would eliminate them by subtracting. And that's pretty straightforward. If you've got 4x and you want to cancel out, you will take away the other 4x, so you would definitely subtract. Now that works when the things that you're eliminating are both pluses. But what happens if you've got a plus or a minus, which we haven't seen before? Well, subtraction won't work this time, because if you've got 3b and you subtract minus 3b, then the two minuses become a plus, and you get 3b plus 3b, which is 6b, which does not eliminate things. So if I want to eliminate the b's, which I absolutely do, then subtraction is not the way to proceed, and instead I should look to add the equations. Add will definitely work. So I've got 3b and I want to add on minus 3b. Well, the plus minus beside each other becomes a minus. That's 3b minus 3b, and that's 0, which has eliminated the b's. So the rule that we take from that is if we've got two pluses and we want to eliminate, we would subtract. But if we've got a plus and a minus, i.e. the signs are different, and we want to eliminate, this time we would definitely add. So we're going to add equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, equation 1 plus equation 2, 2a plus 5a is 7a. 3b plus minus 3b, well, that gives me 0, that cancels out. And then 13 plus 1 is 14. I'm now going to bring this 7 down and divide, and that will be a equals 14 over 7, and a is equal to 2. Okay, so I've got a equals 2, I'm now going to sub a equals 2 into one of the equations. It doesn't matter which one, I'm going to sub it into equation 1. It doesn't matter which one, I'll get the same answer regardless, as long as I'm careful and I do everything correctly. So the first equation says 2a plus 3b equals 13, so it's two lots of 2 plus 3b is equal to 13. So remember that a is equal to 2, 2a is two lots of 2. So that's 4 plus 3b is equal to 13. I'm then going to take 4 off of both sides, keep things balanced, and that will be 3b equals 9. Bring the 3 down, divide, and b equals 9 over 3. 9 divided by 3, b is equal to 3. So the final answer is a equals 2, b equals 3. Okay, let's try another. Let's go for 5x plus 3y is equal to 11, equation 1, and 4x minus 3y is equal to minus 2, equation 2. Okay, so I'm going to look to get rid of the y's. So that definitely looks like the one that I can cancel out. Now the signs are different, so subtracting will not work. So let's just see why that won't work again. Well, 3y subtract minus 3y. The two minuses become a plus, that's 3y plus 3y equals 6y, and I haven't eliminated y. Instead, I'm going to look to add. Let's see, does that work? 3y plus minus 3y. Well, the plus and the minus is a minus. 3y minus 3y, and that did the job, that eliminated things. So I'm going to look to add the equations. Let's just note that that's what I'm doing. Equation 1 plus equation 2. 5x plus 4x is 9x. 3y plus minus 3y cancels out. And then 11 plus minus 2. Well, 11 add on minus 2 is 9. I'm going to bring the 9 down, divide. X equals 9 over 9, and x is equal to 1. Okay, x equals 1. I'm now going to sub x equals 1 into one of the equations. I can choose any at random, so I'm going to choose equation 1. So in equation 1, where I see x, I can replace it with 1. So instead of 5x plus 3y equals 11, I can now do 5 lots of 1 plus 3y is equal to 11. 5 lots of 1 is 5. 5 plus 3y equals 11. 5 off both sides. 3y equals 6. Bring the 3 down, divide. 6 divided by 3, and y is equal to 2. Final answer, x equals 1, y equals 2. Okay, example 3. 5p minus 2q is equal to 17, equation 1, and 3p plus 2q is equal to 7, equation 2. Okay, if it was 2 pluses, I would subtract, but it's not, it's a minus and a plus, so by this point I know to add the equations. Okay, so I'm going to add the equations, add 1 and 2. 5p plus 3p is 8p, 2p plus minus, or 2q and plus minus 2q cancels out. 17 plus 7 is 24. Bring the 8 down and divide. P equals 24 divided by 8. P is equal to 3. And I want to find Q, so I'm going to sub P equals 3 into one of the equations. It doesn't matter which one, so I'm going to put it into equation 2. Where I see P, I'm going to replace it with 3. 3 lots of P, 3 lots of 3 plus 2Q equals 7. 9 plus 2Q equals 7. I'm going to take 9 from both sides, keep the thing balanced. 2Q equals, just be careful, 7 minus 9, that's minus 2. Bring the 2 down and divide. Q equals minus 2 over 2, and that's minus 1. Final answer, P equals 3, Q equals minus 1. Okay, now we're just going to pause at this point and recognise a rule that can be used, which is the following. Now, if the thing that we're going to eliminate, which in this case, as we can see, would be the y's, because it's got the same number in front of the y, so it's easy to eliminate. The rule that we should look to spot here is if the signs are the same. So for example, 2 pluses, what I would do is subtract to eliminate. Okay, if the signs are the same, subtract to eliminate. But if the signs, for example, were different, say for example in this case, we can see that the signs are different. What we would do at that point is we would add the equations. Now that works in all instances. So if I had plus 5t and plus 5t, then 2 pluses, the signs are the same, so I would subtract. Okay. If I had, for example, minus 8q and plus 8q, well, this time the signs are different, so I would add. Let's say I had minus 5g and minus 5g. Well, the signs are the same. The signs are the same, so I would subtract. So the key thing to take down and note there is the following. when the signs are the same, subtract to eliminate. And that always works. When the signs are different, add to eliminate. And that rule will always serve you well, that rule will always work. So if we had 8q and 8q, well, they're both pluses. So what would I do in that case? Well, the signs are the same, so I would subtract. Let's say I had minus 7p and plus 7p. Well, in this case, the signs are different. If the signs are different, then in that case, I would add to eliminate. Okay, what if I had minus an and minus an? We'll revert back to your rule. The signs we can see are the same, two minuses. If the signs are the same, in that case I would subtract. So that's really quite clear. When the signs are the same, which is two pluses or two minuses, you will eliminate by subtracting. If the signs are different, you'll eliminate by adding equations, and we can always use that rule. Okay, let's try another example then, which is going to be the following. 6a plus 3b is equal to 9. 5a minus 3b is equal to 2, equation 1, equation 2. Okay, now I'm going to use my rule. So I'm going to get rid of b's. Now the signs are different, so it's my rule again. When the signs are different, you add the equations. So 6a plus 5a is 11a. 3b and minus 3b will cancel out. Now, why am I doing that? That's because I know that when the signs are different, I'll eliminate by adding equations. So they'll definitely cancel out. 9 plus 2 is 11. Bring the 11 down and divide. And a is equal to 11 over 11. Anything divided by itself, that's 1, a equals 1. I'm now going to sub a equals 1 into one of the equations. I'm going to sub it into equation 1. I could put it into 2. That would be fine as well. A maybe looks, equation 1 rather, maybe looks slightly easier. So in equation 1, wherever I see a, I can replace it with 1 6 lots of 1. Plus 3b is equal to 9. 6 plus 3b equals 9. I'm going to take 6 off of both sides, and 3b equals 3. Bring the 3 down, divide. B equals 3 divided by 3, and b is equal to 1. Final answer, a equals 1, b equals 1. Okay, let's try another. 7p minus 5q is equal to 2. 8p minus 5q is equal to 3. Okay, use the rule. The signs are the same. If the signs are the same, I'm going to subtract. I could do 1 take away 2 or 2 take away 1. Let's go 2 take away 1. 8p take away 7p is p. They'll cancel out. 3 take away 2 is 1. P equals 1. I'm going to sub p equals 1 into one of the equations. I'm going to sub it into equation 1. So 7 lots of 1 minus 5q is equal to 2. 7 minus 5q equals 2. I'm going to get rid of 7 from both sides. Minus 5q equals minus 5. I'm now going to bring the minus 5 down and divide. Q equals minus 5 over minus 5. Anything divided by itself is 1. Final answer, p equals 1, q equals 1. Okay, let's try another. Let's go for 2m minus 4n is equal to minus 10, equation 1, and 7m minus 4n is equal to 5, equation 2. Okay, the signs are the same, so I'm going to subtract. So this time let's go for 1 take away 2. 2m take away 7m is minus 5m. They'll cancel out. Minus 10, minus 5, take your time, minus 15. I'm now going to bring the minus 5 down and divide. M equals minus 15 over minus 5. The first thing to say there is the two negatives will cancel out when I divide, and 15 divided by 5 is 3, so it's going to be plus 3. I'm now going to sub m equals 3 into one of the equations. I can select either, so I'm going to put it in equation 1. So where I see m in equation 1, I'll replace it with 3. 2 lots of 3 minus 4n equals minus 10. Okay, so 6 minus 4n equals minus 10. Get rid of 6 from both sides. Minus 4n equals, take your time, minus 10 minus 6 is minus 16. I'm now going to bring minus 4 down and divide. So that'll be n equals minus 16 over minus 4. The two negatives will cancel out when I divide. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Final answer, m equals 3, n equals 4. Okay, let's try one more. Okay, let's go for minus 3g plus 5h equals minus 1, equation 1. 3g minus 2h equals minus 5, equation 2. Okay, so it's definitely going to be the g's that I'll eliminate. Now the signs, the same or different here, well, that's a minus, and what's here? Well, if I can't see anything here, it's definitely a plus, so the signs are different. The signs are different tells me to add the equations. 1 plus 2, that will eliminate the g's. 5h, and I'm going to add on minus 2h. Well, 5h add on minus 2h. Well, that will give me 3h. And then that's equal to minus 1 plus minus 5. So I've got minus 1 and I add on minus 5, brings me down to minus 6. Bring the 3 down and divide. H equals minus 6 over 3, and h equals minus 2. H equals minus 2. I'm going to then sub that into one of the equations. It doesn't matter which one again. So just choose one. So I'm going to sub h equals minus 2. I'm going to sub it into equation 2. So in equation 2, where I see h, I can replace it with minus 2. So equation 2, 3g minus 2 lots of minus 2 equals minus 5. So remember that h is minus 2. 3g minus 2 lots of minus 2 equals minus 5. Just take our time now. 3g minus 2 times minus 2 will give me plus 4, and that's equal to minus 5. Take 4 off of both sides. 3g equals minus 5 minus 4 is minus 9. I'm now going to bring the 3 down and divide, and that will be g equals minus 9 over 3, which is minus 3. Final answer, h equals minus 2, g equals minus 3.